你讲我这听，我这听，对，这样对。
对你有什么你当前的状态？
估计那天动，在火车站停了一整天。一般新车3-4年应该还好。
啊，
对，电池应该还好。OK。
Daniel, so Jenny, Alina, we're still waiting for Jesse and May, but you know, this is the last class for this session, right? So usually, what does that mean for the last class of the session? Daniel?
We get to play games.
No, that's probably true. But before you play games, usually the last class of the session, you're gonna have a test. Okay.
No, that's my,
Yeah. Okay. That's your thought. Okay.
that was
Great.
my other option.
Okay. So, well, you know, we don't have to wait for
Do
Jesse
we
and
also
May.
get to play games?
We can, yeah, we can start after you finish, right? After you finish. Okay. So let me project my screen. Okay, so see my screen, follow along, okay? Otherwise, you don't know where to start with your the exam, right? So here we're gonna the last class we're gonna start with the quiz or the exam, okay? Yes, go to the mypureeyelab.com, which we go that every single class, and go to the Python. Are you guys following? Jenny, are you following?
Yeah.
Okay, and go to the Python, right? That's what we do every single class. And go to the Python Basic 1. And here is what a lot of the notes we use during the class. Okay, everybody's following? Okay, this is important, right? Because in order to get to a point that you can play the game, is depending on how quickly you can complete the test. Okay, so hopefully you're following. Oh, you're already there? You're already there. Okay, and then scroll down. Jenny, you have a problem? Don't listen to your dad. Listen to me. Just let me know what kind of problem you have, and we can.
Connect to the lab.
Okay, that's a great question to have. Yeah, the reason for that because we blocked the sites so that nobody can come to without permission. Okay, so let me open it up.
What? I'm here.
Yeah, I think let me see the people, right? So I think somehow. See, this is some of the old emails supposedly people can see. So let me do this. Let me do change this so that everybody. So this is permission of the site. Okay, I changed this permission so that everybody can see. So now, if you refresh your page, just try to refresh your page. You should be able to see the site. Is that right? Okay, and then yeah, and then go to the page, go to the Python Basic 1, the notes, that's all the class notes we're gonna be using, right? Gonna be using during the test. You can use that to reference, okay? Okay, so it's not like a closed book test. Okay, so use that as a reference, and then scroll all the way down to the screen, right? That's what Alina is already finding out, is a section called quiz time, okay? Daniel, do you find it?
No, I'm still on my game. I just need to finish, get back up, and then I will do it. Can we start? So
yeah, so you were already there. You can start. Yeah, click take the quiz. Okay, Jenny, are you there? Okay, and then just click that, and then you can. Let me explain a little bit. Okay, so. Okay, basic 1, scroll down, and then take the quiz. So here's the quiz. Let me explain to you, okay? Say that again. You already started, okay? So if you see the test, it's basically a list of questions, right? So there's a question here. You put in your email address, put in your student's name, and then answer the question one by one, okay? And those are questions we pretty much covered during our sessions. And then if you have a question, you can always go back to that note or the My Pure Eye Lab course materials session and look it up, right? And then that's for the first section. The section is list of questions, right? The multiple choice questions. And then we go to the next session, and then we have let's see, and then we have
So, My Pure Eye.
yeah, and then we have a section 2. Oops, what's this?
Wait, do we go to Python Basics 1?
Mm-hmm. See, this is a questions, and then there's a section 2 of the question is really a coding exercise, a coding problem, meaning that you're gonna complete a code, a Python code to complete this test. So Daniel, scroll down all the way to the page.
I did.
Okay, and then there's a quiz time. Okay, and then start takes a quiz, and then I think you're familiar with the quiz.
Is this multiple question?
Multiple questions, and then that's a section 1 is list of questions. I don't remember exactly, maybe 10, 12 questions. And then the section 2 is a coding problem. We need to write a code. Okay? That's all for today. Pretty easy question, to be honest with you. And if I spend all the time, you may need to go back to the course notes. Just look up what we covered in the past.
I need help on the green color one.
No, you can try to figure that out, because remember, you can always refer back to the course notes we have. Read the section we cover the things that should be, you can find the answer.
Wait, so is it RGB?
Don't ask me. Finish that, yeah. Okay, take your time.
Oh. Hi.
Hello.
Hey,
Come in.
guys.
See, we're in the middle of a test. Have fun.
I don't
Take a
do
seat.
that test. Let me sit next to you.
Take a seat.
I had to use my dad's computer because, mine won't work again.
No
I had
problem.
to fix it.
That's okay.
Do you need a more
chair? Do you need a chair? Yeah, let me grab one for you. Right here. Right here. Jesse, you want to sit over there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. This is my broken laptop.
Oh, you got a new one? Okay.
No, this is my
I
dad's.
need to use
Okay.
this.
It's my
Got
dad.
this my
Okay.
PvP.
You want more?
I was just testing on TV. So I want to know. You can just
Do we have to do do we have to do it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
This is the last
Yeah.
class of the session, right? And to test how good you are.
What happens if we fail?
or a test?
No, there's no
It's
fair
a-
or pass. Okay, it just tests the way you are.
It's a test.
I'm a kid and I don't have money.
I can't get a job. And how do you get onto the quiz?
Go to the website. Python basic 1.
So when you're ready, let me know. Okay, and you just go to that mypython.com. Go to the Python Basic 1 page, all the materials we have, and then scroll all the way down to the screen and find the quiz. Okay, and then just take the quiz from there. Okay.
What do you mean exit the code?
Exit code means
Get out of the site?
get out of the not the site
Visual Studio Code?
the when you run the code. So supposedly
Get out of the terminal.
Get out of the program. So when the program is running, so in that the problem says continue ask the user's input every time. When the user input some number, you give some response, right? And according to the condition, do something. But once that thing is done, you ask another input. Just keep doing. It's a loop, right? But when you say exit the program, you basically exit from the loop and then just quit from the program. Got it? Okay. So it's a loop. Okay.
I still kind of don't get it.
So this is a hint, right? That's fine. It's basically when you start the program, right? So the software going to say that you have a loop. Loop meaning that, okay, ask user input, and then user input something here. And then you say, I have a condition, and see what user input is. And then according to the user's input, you will do this or do this, right? And then when you do this, and then basically I come back another loop here until the condition tells you the user input something like a Q. Got it?
I think it's updating again.
I'm sorry, what is it again?
I think it's updating again. It's music.
Updating? It's updating Windows, right?
Yeah.
Okay, take the time. Take the time, okay? We have plenty of time to do this quiz, today. May have you started?
No, one question.
Sure.
How long is this quiz?
I'm sorry.
How long is the quiz?
How long the quiz? Alina, can you tell her how long the quiz is gonna take?
I don't know.
Maybe 20 minutes? Maybe 10 minutes to finish all the questions.
Do we
Especially
have to do stuff?
Yeah, the last part of the section we need to stop to do the coding. Can you turn it off, please?
I want to play music. I remember.
Remember what? So when you get started, you will look at the quiz and then you can feel how easy or how difficult the quiz is.
I need to guess my dad's password. Actually,
you will owe me.
he told me his password. But I forgot.
remember it now.
No,
What
that's-
is it? No. Here.
You have done?
No.
Oh, okay. So you read in your code?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
There's so much stuff you want. That's how it's supposed to be.
But you have finished all the list of questions, right? It's pretty straightforward, pretty easy. Okay.
No.
Jenny, how are you doing?
I just did the last one.
Last one, the exercise, the coding. Okay, cool. Very good. So may you see the response for the others? The question list is pretty easy, straightforward.
No, I need to guess my dad's password.
Try to find it. I'll call you dad or mom.
I know what it is.
What is it?
Turn your PSC.
Because we need to. Doesn't matter how good, how bad you're doing for the quiz. We need to do it. Okay. So hopefully we don't waste the time. Right.
What's the exit symbol?
Exit basically when you run code, if you don't have a loop, so you don't have a loop, you basically quit from there. I'm not sure.
How much questions?
I don't know how you quit from the program or whatever. I think I know how.
Check the game. Check the game.
Maybe I think in the game we did last week. There's
So you
some.
have to import Pygame?
We don't need to have the plugin or whatever. It's quit, right? I think it's a function. Maybe it's just called quit or exit.
I'm just gonna try quit.
Okay, try it.
Else.
So Daniel, just give you a little hint on the screen. Okay, let me show my screen. So this is a little hint. Where's that page? Oh, here, right? So see, this is the break and the continue. Okay, so this is the syntax of break. Let me show you quickly. If you look at here, this is like a loop. Okay, so you basically, if there's some condition is met. Okay. Oops, you don't see this? Why? Can you see? This is
I still look at that.
okay. When there's a condition is met, which is when the user input the key.
Yeah, when they input the Q.
You're right, and then you just type in break.
Oh.
Break means that I want to quit from that loop. Okay.
I did quit.
Okay.
I just typed in quit, but okay.
Got it. So when you break, you basically break from that loop and then continue running the code. If nothing is after that loop, you pretty much done with your code. You quit from your program. Okay. There's a logic there. So May, have you started?
No.
So what are you doing?
Guessing my dad's password.
Wait, is this one not working?
Yeah.
So, Jesse, can you type in the password from here for this computer? Jesse? Jesse, come. Thank you. So that you can go home together today, later. Otherwise, we're gonna be stay here for the rest of the day. Try to figure out what's the password, and then by the end of the day, May will become a security expert, hacking the password.
Which part?
I just need to.
Wait.
I don't get
So,
the
Alina, you
loop.
doing?
I don't get
You great?
The loop.
Doing okay? That's okay. And take a little bit of time, go back to the old code. Something we did
I
before.
guess.
But when it says print the number of names in the list, like,
Uh,
what do you
Say that again.
mean when you say
Which
print
one?
the number?
Print the number of the names. Total count, like how many numbers in how many names in the list. Okay.
Oh.
That's what I mean.
You have anything in my hand?
Okay. So how's your computer doing? How's your computer doing?
You too have
It's-
Oh, getting to the point. Okay, great. So log in.
Just there's another password.
Does it work?
Don't you just like use that to find that?
Can you call your dad?
I don't have a phone.
I have a home.
Yeah, just call your dad. Yeah, just call your dad and ask him the password. Otherwise, it's gonna be wasting time, right? You're gonna be waiting here, do nothing. So, what's your question?
I'm just reading that.
Oh, this is nothing. This is just add the logic. When you do the break, you do the break, right? So this is a loop, right? So loop when you start like okay, I'm going to ask for user input, right? So you get the user's input, right? User input, and then you can say this is my condition. Conditions like you will say, okay, if, right? So if the user like basically this is just tell you how to break from that loop. So here's a loop, right? And if you don't break, the loop will continue, right? But if the user's input equals to Q, right? Say, and then what I give you that hint is that you're gonna call the break, and that's gonna break from that loop. Okay, yeah, meaning that I'm not gonna continue the loop anymore. I'm gonna create from the loop and then jump to this lambda code, whatever is here. If there's nothing here, you basically create from the program.
Okay.
Got it? Okay. Jenny, how are you doing?
How damn work. This is input equals good. Input invalid syntax. How? My dad says it's gonna come up.
Say that again.
My dad says it's gonna come up here.
Come up here.
Yeah. I don't get this. Why is the equal sign wrong? See? Apparently this equal sign is illegal. You're illegal.
他那个电脑进不去。
看到没？
I need help. I don't get this. Marcia. How is this wrong?
Yeah, I see that.
The input equals Or if is it equals Q?
Create a Sean running into. Okay. So in the logic, so reference to the course material, my Q on the left, go back to that web page. Yeah, go back there. Let's make it use this. Somehow.
是你的前提在吗？
那怎么样能进去吗？
是你的。
Okay. So this is reference, okay? So,
Oh, so
got it?
there's yeah.
okay, got it? Okay. So when you do the logic, condition, Boolean value, condition determination, you use double equal.
Double.
That's
Oh.
give you that, okay? Okay. Are you in? The main? Okay. Let's catch up, okay? How are you doing? Can you connect now? 这好像可以进去了 OK? Right?
Undefined variable.
And the only thing,
Q?
you know your own Google password, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. It should be fine. Yeah. Okay. Okay, what's your question?
What happened to this screen?
Yeah, you have to answer that.
Oh, yeah. So this is a quiz. Just answer the questions and then move on to the section 2 and then complete the coding and then submit the quiz. Okay? Can you read it? Okay, working on the code. Okay. Let me know if there's any question to understand the problem. Okay.
Apparently, when I put Q, it's a variable. It's like KQ.
It is a character, right? It's a character of the string.
No, because when I put the if input equals something, it
Yeah.
always calls it a variable.
Yeah. So what's the input? So do you define the input as a variable? So input is probably reserved
Name
word.
equals input. Please input a letter.
Okay. Go to the course material, right? So you remember when we ask users input, we will say something like, okay, user say, just give you example, right? So say user underscore input, this is the variable's name. We can say equal to something, right? And then later we use that the user input as a variable to do whatever the condition. Got it? So I don't know if you did any assignment for the variable when you take the input from the user. May, what's your question?
I don't know. I still don't get that.
Okay, I'll come back to that. Okay. What do you mean? You fix it, but continue to use this one, right? Oh, okay. If this one works, it's up to you. Okay, up to you. Okay. Okay. So let's see. Oh, okay. See, this is exactly what I wanted to tell you earlier. So input is a method. Okay, you call that method, and they ask the user to input something, right? Which makes sense. And then when you get the user's input, where do you assign that
You have to put
value to?
input as X.
No. What I mean by that, when you take the input from the user, and the user input something, and that something is assigned to this variable, right? This is a variable, got it? So.
Do I put name here?
Exactly. Whatever you call it here is going to be used here as a variable. Okay. Exactly.
Q is not defined.
Because you reference Q as a string. Okay, so when Q is a string, see?
Yeah.
When you don't have a quote there, the Q is a variable. When you have a quote,
single or double quotes.
right, then you use a Q as a string constant variable. Right? Alina, how are you doing?
I should just use this one. Can I just put a variable here?
I did it.
And then
So then actually go back to the list. Okay, review the list. Okay, I'm gonna jump to here. Let's see. See, Alina, I'm going to jump to this page. What happened? Okay, anyway, let me go back to the screen and then give you some hint for that particular question, okay? Let me go to the Python. I can show on the screen what happened here.
I think I did it.
Can you see my screen? Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna go to here. So the material we're gonna talk to is the list, right? So see, look at the screen. Look at the screen. Okay, I'm gonna scroll down to the list. This is a list, right? So the problem in the code is to print the number of the size. It's really the size. How many names in the list, right? So there's a method. It's called where's that the method?
I did it.
You did it? It's a length. Let me see. Where's that reference?
Do I go to my pure ILO?
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
number is a valid index for the list.
Let me see. Let me try to find the where that is. Okay, Lena. Oh, right here. Alina, look at this. So here's the exercise, right? So okay, this will define the list. In your list is gonna be a quoted strings, right? And then here is to say this is a range, but we don't use the range or the for loop in this exercise. But this is where I wanted you to take a look. This is a function or method is to get a size.
Wait,
Of-
so we
of the
have
list.
to make it so they can input a letter or a number?
Yes. It doesn't matter what you input. So you need to decide which condition you need to test, right? So if the user input a Q, then you break from the loop.
Okay, I think I get it.
You get it? The code's working now.
No.
But you get the
Yeah.
that question. Okay, good. Move on. May, are you following now? Okay. You are taking the quiz? Yeah? Okay, cool. And then, take a break. We have plenty of time. And then we have some munchkins up here. So you need some energy or sugar. You're getting energized. So, Jesse, how are you doing? Making along? Making progress?
I'm the second part.
Okay, cool. That's pretty fast.
So we have to put two else ifs.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Else if.
If we get everything wrong, would we still pass?
Don't worry about it. I'm sure you will not get everything wrong.
Else if. How do you?
Because half of these I'm probably just gonna get.
I know, but that's fine. Okay, just try your best. Okay. Keep in mind, our class is most important part is having fun. Okay. Don't worry
I'm not
about it.
having fun.
I'm using pure iLab while I'm doing the test.
Yeah, you can. Yeah,
I'll live.
yeah. Just look up the material
That's
and something you're not sure. You can always go back to the My POI Lab website.
Oh, it's not upstairs. I'll live. Equals percentage S.
Yeah, you can find the example in the on the website. Okay.
Okay, let's see. How much questions are there?
It's probably 10 or 12. And then after that is a coding exercise. Okay. So if you are not clear about the question, let me know. The question should be pretty straightforward, I think. I hope.
I wanna play.
看张正向，好，正说的时候，不着急。
Jenny, what's your question? What's your question? Okay. And okay. And what's your question then?
Do you know how to do type Q?
Oh, the queue?
Yeah.
Okay. So basically, first of all, we wanted to ask the user's input in a loop. Okay, we need to have a loop, meaning that we're gonna ask a user to input again and again and again. Okay. So first of all, we create a loop, and then we inside the loop we do something. First thing we ask a user to do is to input something. Okay. So first of all, for based on your code, we need to have a loop first. Okay. And then inside the loop we say input, right? So we say something like, okay, let's say user's input, we call it maybe something. Let's say something string, okay, equal to input, and then you say please input something. Okay, that's where you get a user's input and assign it to the variable called string, called str. And then from there, you need to do some condition to see what user input is, right? You will say something like a if, like a string, and then you do some condition determination. If that equals to Q, and then you break. Okay. Else, right? Else, if it is not equal to Q, you are trying to convert that to an integer. And then you can see the integer, the size is the size within that range of the index of the list is from 0 to something. And then you will say that's a valid number. You can print the content of the list, which is somebody's name. If it's not, and then you then do another print, say, please try again, because that number is not a valid number. And then come back to this, because it's a loop, so it's always going to continue until the user input the Q, and then you break. Break means you're going to jump out of that loop. Okay? Make sense? Okay, try it. May, how are you doing? Where are you? Completed all the question list? Start doing coding? Yes? Okay.
Sure.
Okay. The coding is probably a little bit challenging. Try your best, okay?
It's so annoying.
Daniel, how are you doing? Close? Almost there?
What?
Question? So the hint here for the loop is because we don't do like a range from 1 to whatever times. We forever, right? So the hint here is you're gonna be using a while loop. Okay, while loop.
I know. While loop?
Yes.
I did a 4x in range and then blah, 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 blah.
Okay, 4x in range. And what range do you define there? 1,000 times?
1, 2, 1, 2,
Okay.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Along a big
10,
number
11,
of the
12,
times? Okay.
Yeah, like 100 trillion.
Okay. So another hint here is like a while loop is, remember when we do the gaming last time? So we have something define the variable is a Boolean variable. Boolean variable is a true or false. Okay. Okay, yes or no, right? So you could probably define.
Wait, how do you define a number? What's like the thing for a number? Percentage S?
Yeah, yes. So not defining a number, that's a printing a number, right? That's a print a number. So
yeah, that's what I want.
okay, that's what you want. So go back to the screen. Look at the screen here. Let me try to find exactly where you are looking at. So here, so let me show you an example in the code here.
Percentage S,
Yeah, so here, so
Int.
response is a string,
int.
right? This is what you're looking for, correct?
Mhm.
Okay.
Wait.
Yeah. So here, this is a hint here, right? So I define a variable called a should I quit? Okay. Say quit
What's AG?
AG.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Probably not supposed to be there.
Okay.
Can you see my thing? There's apparently an error on syntax.
Sure. That's common, normal. This one, right? So what are you trying to do is to do what?
If it's a number, then
Okay, so we don't. Okay, if it's not, okay. Let's do this. Let's do if we don't have to make that so complicated. Let's do this. Let's just assuming that okay, if the input is equal to Q, you just break, right? And if it's not equal to Q, you just convert it to a number using the INT. So let me show you what we have here.
so I have to delete all of this.
Delete the last couple of lines. Okay, just from the Q you break. That's all good, right? You keep there. So if it's not Q, you do this. So you do this. So you have a number here. That's a variable you take from the user input. But you do the int to convert that user input to
No, I
a
still don't
number.
get it. I'm taking a break.
You take a break? Okay. So Daniel, before you take a break, just quickly, so you define a number equal to input, right? The user's input something, right?
Yeah.
So when the user input something, the program, the code assume that the input is a string, okay? Even though you call the number is a string, keep that in mind. So what I would do is probably I change this variable, not called an input, not called a number, it's called like a input string or something like that. Input string, so that I know this is string, okay? And then you do the first condition test. If that input string equal to Q, you break, right? You have that already. Now, what I'm suggesting is we need to convert that string into an integer. In that case, you basically define another variable called a number, because now we talk about the number, right? So we say this number equal to int, which is a function there to convert that string into a number. Got it? See, this like this is get a string, but the second one, the block in the if else block, you convert to a number, and then from that number you do further down to another condition test. Okay.
Okay.
Want to take a break?
Yes.
Okay. Grab a munchkin, energize, sugar. You need a sugar to make your brain work smartly, right? Okay. There's a napkin over there too.
I just deleted everything.
Yeah, I'm restarting.
Is working?
No.
How far are you going?
No, I'm trying to find this.
Let me check the time. I think you have plenty of time. Okay.
Still like 2 hours.
So Jesse, how you doing? Complete all the question list?
I'm not
And
doing
working.
that good.
Yeah, I'm working on the
It's okay. Keep walking.
No, you're doing good. So you finished that all the questions, right? Yes?
Yeah.
Yeah, start working on the code.
Do it.
Yeah? Yeah, work on the code. See
Do
how far
I
you can go.
have
You have to. You have to try. You have to try. You
I
don't have.
already tried one.
No. Just continue trying.
I
okay?
deleted everything.
You don't have to stay for the rest of the afternoon. That's for sure. But keep trying your best and look at the problem, understand the problem, and then try to solve the problem in the code. And if you have a problem understanding the problem, let me know what the problem is. Okay.
I already deleted everything.
You don't need to delete everything, right? Keep the things you work on.
I
Okay.
hit Control A by accident.
Control back,
Control A.
Control A. That's select all, right?
And then I hit delete.
Why are you doing that?
Because I didn't indentation.
Oh, okay. So start over. That's fine. Start over. And if you need hints, let me know because I'm kind of trying to explain to you, help you to create a structure of the code, and also whatever the specific question you have. I think Daniel's getting there. He's pretty close. Okay. Alina, you are close too.
No.
Let me see where you are.
No, I want to restart. Wait.
Huh?
Wait, I want to restart. because
Yeah,
it's so confusing.
Everyone just restarts when they get it wrong.
I think you were there, but
Why? It wasn't working.
I
So
know
it wasn't there.
it's not working. That's fine, and then just continue make that work.
That doesn't make sense.
Okay. Right. So for the code, you always start with the definition of your list, right? So the first thing you do is do the my list equal to I think like all you all get it right earlier, right? Get all the names, whatever the names here, right? That's the first thing you do. And then you also have another one, you print the size, right? The size of the list is basically you take the function called a length, my list. Let's give you the number of the size, right? You already have that. I'm not writing the right code here, but I just give you the hint, right? Right, that's
Can
easy.
you do it for me?
Hmm?
Can you do it for me?
No,
Why not?
I'm explaining to you how to do this, right? So you need to do this yourself. You students, I do this already, like 20 years ago. You want me to do that again?
Yeah.
No. I mean, are you writing? Are you writing or making progress? Because this is a pretty straightforward one by one, right?
Sure.
Yeah, just write it, right?
Sure.
Yeah, and then there's any question, refer back to the material.
The material doesn't do anything.
Oh, there's the segment, right? Fragment of the things we need.
Doesn't do.
Okay, where are you, like Alina?
I did what he said.
No. So this I just give it a hint. So you need to
It
Yeah.
doesn't explain it on the website.
I know. So you can ask me the question.
But you're not answering.
Mhm.
This is so disappointing. This is now where are those chickens?
Oh, I did it. Yeah, you did. Okay.
You did it. You can help me.
But in order to help you, you need to have a question to ask. You need to ask the meaningful, valuable question.
How do you do it?
Meaning, you need to ask a specific question. Okay,
Yeah,
indicate
for
that
me?
you are thinking about. I'm sorry.
Can you do it for me?
No, that's not a valid question to ask, right?
Sure.
So Alina, so continue.
No, just
Are you working on it? Okay.
yeah.
Okay, cool. Don't delete your code you already wrote, okay? And if you run into a problem,
If it's not working.
if it is not working,
It's
and then
not.
basically,
It says print is not defined. Are you gonna make an image? Yeah. Where? Seriously, where? No. It's not working.
it's not working for the first line at least, right? So what I suggest as probably you're doing this is write a couple lines of code and try to compile and run, right? And run, make sure. Huh? I think everybody's making progress. That's good.
It's not working.
Which part?
All of it.
It's working. Try run this. This one work. This one work pretty well.
I'm up to 4. Is it really far from this village?
So Jenny, are you making progress?
No.
See, this one work.
Okay. I see what's the problem you're running into now.
Good, right? Keep going. Keep going.
What do I do there?
Okay. So the logic is great, structure is great, right? So, but the syntax, meaning is how to write the if. So if you go back to the class, right? So the if, the grammar or the syntax is something like this. Let me show you one example here. I think we have example here.
I'm half decent at PvP on the PC.
That'd be too open.
Oh, right here. See this? This is how you write if. Okay, it's not like an if column, but you do the test here. Okay, so something like this. Okay, and then there's a block. Okay.
No. Oh. Never worked it.
Wait, I must eat my beef. I've never gone to that. Alright.
I don't know what to do.
Yes, a chicken. Ah, I missed it.
How do you do this? It's
Well,
like how
you have step one, right? Now you
Yes, no.
yeah. So
Oh, that's nice. Yes, that's pretty nice. Yeah.
so in this
Yeah, I know.
in this
So
list,
because remember, is this
all
yeah.
position 0, 1, 2,
Because-
3, 4
Okay.
is all the students. You have
First
a
of all, the
list of the
string.
students.
Okay, no, that's
Yeah.
not
I just have to delete all
It's
this
like
and
equal
replace
to.
these numbers.
Okay,
No,
equal
no,
to.
you go to the website.
If the code wrong, it's
哎，等一下，等一下。
Remember the thing we learned before here?
Okay.
Trash.
No, save it. Have you saved it?
Something like
No, that's okay. 不要 trash，就直接就 run 就行了。
yeah, the list here. See,
uh, 因为这个地方你需要
so
一个
if you print list 4,
Oh.
Let's try again.
Oh,
Okay.
4 will give you
I know.
the
Let's
right
try that again.
the
See, now
corresponding
you
position
get this.
for
Wait,
the
wait.
student.
Before you do that, the number, you first of all you
So
need
you have to
convert it.
you have to
Convert it
design
to
a certain
integer.
logic.
Got it?
How did it
You
go?
have to define
No, you
certain
didn't do
logic
this.
to
This is the integer. Oh, you already
Find
did
the
it. Okay,
right-
got it.
You
So
just tell me what to do.
then you should move this because see this
here,
Q is not
this
integer
example.
exactly. So move after that, right?
position 4
And then
is here.
wait,
So it's
and then
pretty
because you
important.
have the number
you need
here,
to
so you use the number.
Check the website and see like
And then here should be the number. Got it?
a
Okay,
certain
and try again. I mean, it's getting close,
use a
right?
loop or if something like that. Use if or loop.
Let's say break outside the
Because
loop. Okay,
for
because you don't
example-
have a loop, so let's do a
you have
loop.
to think. You have
While,
to think.
well, you know, this is a tricky part. Okay. Well, because we need a condition. So let's do. Should quit? Let's say no. False. Okay. False means no, right? Okay. Should I? Oh, let's do a different way. Should I continue? Meaning, should I just continue the loop? Let's say true. Okay. And then so when we do the while, we say, should I continue? Got it? And then I need to get this,
Oh.
get this, and then something like this, right? Save it. Actually, see this when the user say Q, meaning that we say should continue equal to what? Oh, exactly. And then save it. Do that again.
It's equal to now is also in this.
What?
Instead of
Are you in that
This
village?
No, I
in
just
the
do my
Right?
yeah, what did it say?
Wait, United is falling.
It must be a string.
Understand?
Do we have a string?
I want a spitter. Mosquito.
Let me see. Oh, actually, see, here's the problem is because they complain about string, right? So this is a string the first time you use, right? Where's the string coming from? See that? Where's the string coming from?
Oh, because you deleted.
No, not because you deleted it. It's because you assigned it to the wrong thing.
No,
See?
because then I did answer equals string.
Exactly. So
No, I did answer equals string, and then you told me to delete it and put it down here.
no. What I mean by that is that the answer is a string. So just call it string. See what I
It
mean?
was before,
Okay.
but then you
Okay.
changed
No.
you
Before you convert to the
Yeah.
integer, remember?
Yeah, and then you changed
Yeah. I think somehow we messed up. Okay. Do that again.
I wish we could actually be
What?
nice.
help each other and maybe each other, you know?
Oh, I know why. Do you know why? Wait. So quick from here.
Yeah.
Control X. Because in the loop, control X. How do you stop
No,
this?
we can't.
It is stop.
It is stopped.
This
Okay.
is gonna be like-
Okay. So see here, this is a loop, right? This is a loop. So every time we actually wanted to have the
I
input
wanna be next to
inside the loop.
skeletons.
You understand? Control X, Control C, Control V.
How do you make bread?
You understand what I'm
And
saying?
then delete.
So delete this one, right? So that every time you get an input number. Okay. Want to do that again?
Yeah. Can you help me at least?
Okay. Just to run again. I think there's something captured from the
So
previous.
now you have the list, right?
Okay.
Oh, we went to a village and had.
Now you have a list. You wanna,
See what? I think we didn't print.
once you have the program, you
But we
wanna
didn't print the list of the numbers. See that? Let's see what the problem here.
let's
Oh,
say you
actually,
have the entire
There should be
code
inside
finished.
too.
no. This should be
Whenever you
outside.
run the
But I
program,
think that this is print.
always give
Somehow
you
the
a,
print syntax should be like this. Okay.
It give you a
Good
message
idea.
that say, hey, please input the student number.
Oh,
You put the number,
put
and
the
based
Q.
on the number
Exit
you
from the
input, so the
No,
code
that's-
will identify. If you,
See?
first of all,
That's
if you
great. That part is
input
working.
a valid
Okay,
number,
save
if it's
it.
a valid number,
Okay.
then what number it is, and
Never.
it's gonna return the student name.
No.
But if you
That's this one.
input an invalid number, it says, oh, you put the wrong number, please try again.
Two. Put it two. Okay.
What?
So you,
And also there's a logic in the problem requirement is that if the number is outside the range,
Okay. wait.
ask them say, I don't print
see
anything.
this?
If
I know, I hate those.
No, let me show you. We can put in the same block as like
You go to your,
else,
Yeah, potion of healing.
oh, here it is.
and if the number
I'm dying. Will
Oops,
poison
sorry.
kill you?
No, I won't. It will bring you down.
so and okay anyway, so finish what are you trying to do?
At least one.
Oh,
Say
no.
sorry, you are a bad guy.
sorry.
You get a hit on me, I'm dead.
Yeah, choose a different number. Choose a valid number.
See this? Like, for example, how old are you?
No,
If
it's a
you do this,
skeleton.
It's out of range.
program is gonna ask you how old are you. You put a number, then it's gonna respond,
Yeah, try
oh,
it.
you're age 7.
And here
So you
I
do-
think
you
you follow the
follow
rule
the-
adjustment. Number less than 6. So here's the way to do it, right?
This is just an example. So in our case,
One, two, three.
So you first
we're gonna
of all
ask you,
assign
hey, please
the,
input the student number. If you put
Maybe-
1,
break.
total.
if you
This is why I
put
hate
1,
witches.
So it's give
we're
a
gonna
variable at the very
return
beginning.
Jesse.
At the
If
very
you
beginning,
input 2, we're gonna return
around
Alina.
here, okay? And so that you can use that variable
The
later.
purpose of the
So
program
in that logic, you
input
are
the number,
Village.
and
something like that.
the program is gonna find the corresponding
Greater
student in
than
this.
Okay, you're
equal
bad.
to
No, that was a
Zero?
bit noobish, to be
Okay.
honest.
No,
I
you
can
can
do
copy,
that. I know
yeah,
that.
you can copy the code. So for example,
that's
for example,
means
this
and.
one, you just need to copy this,
And the number
and we copy this to
less
here.
than total. Got it? Try
I'm
it.
gonna go to this
We
other
copy
village.
it here, and we just need to, let's say it's,
I think they know.
I think that
Yeah.
this may not be valid. This I think
you
in
can
the
call it,
programming they use
I
this
love
one.
it how you can
And
jump and spin,
in
but I
that,
also hate it how you
and
string
you
so
say,
much.
okay,
equal to less than.
How you can kill
No,
people.
this should be
Please
greater than, right? Should be.
input,
They should be connected, not a separate. Like
So we're
this.
playing Treasure Wars.
Because we want it to
it's
number
Wars.
Equal or greater than 0,
And then my
or less than
friend,
the total.
oh, yeah, with the stone sword.
say
Yeah,
this. So
total
so
we
you have,
forgot to
have
do.
this.
Total we forgot to.
As long as you run this, it's
Okay,
gonna
but you want
ask
to do that,
you,
right?
please
Yeah, you
input
want
the
to
number.
exactly
You can
there,
input
yes.
the number.
Okay.
Okay,
And
and then,
Equal to this.
go ahead.
Daniel, how are you doing?
I'm
We're taking a break.
Are you doing with your quiz?
Jesse's taking a break. I'm doing decent.
How about you?
Smite
I-
2, bro.
I'm on the
This librarian is Smite 2.
here. I'm on the
Q, try Q.
He just ditched me.
if you put the Q thing.
Jesse,
Q,
Yeah.
can you guys go back to the quiz? Work on the quiz.
you break.
Wait.
You have Q break. Last crack and
那个
What?
以前他们那个 game 的那个，
Look at the sea, bro. Look
等
at
一
this.
下哈，我看一眼能不能连过去。
哦，你说网站是吧？
You can get there.
对，
Oh, one.
No.
对，我们把它给
Where's
它
the skelly spawner?
给它 block
I'm
掉
gonna go，back
哦，
我看看怎么 block 掉哈。那个看一下啊，
Are you trying to block them?
Where's the? There's 2 drowns.
Okay.
Why are you
block the
playing?
See if I can find them.
with block the following website.
Does
he-
I'm gonna be out of
Are you trying to block?
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm trying to do. So what's the website? 过来过来。
他们现在
Can't
他
block
现在
from
用
my
的
working.
他现在用的是那个 Minecraft，是一个 app，
哦，是个 app 是吧？
对，
应该是
Yes, he's jumping out of the shell.
这个
我知道它有 URL 吗？有 link 吗？
是一个就是，比如说我这电脑在这儿一搜就是这么一个
是一个 desktop 的
Name
app，
tag. Oh, I want to call Pig Ruben and.
是一个 desktop 的 app 是吗？
应该也可以把 app setting 看一下 app setting 这儿。
I'm gonna call.
哦，这没有，这可能没有。看一眼这
Should
个
I use a saddle on a horse or a pig?
那个 search bar 呢？那个 search bar 呢？哦，在这儿。OK，
Name
我
tag,
想
you call it
search 那
something and
个
then you name some of that. You either just
You right click.
I think so, yeah. Where's the skelly spawner? Show me where the skelly spawner is.
There should be a pin above
这个 local 的是吧？我好像没看见有这个。哦，这个是啥？这个
Where
是
is it?
但是你想玩的话，你联网。
这个，我就怀疑是这个网。这个，诶，这个
See,
是
it's
什么？
right here.
So that
Close
house,
way.
which house is that?
我知道，我就说这个也
Can I
这个
see?
What's that for you?
Oh, wait, so it's in a
你
cave.
可以先连上看一眼，比
Do
如
like
说我
that.
Wait, it's in a cave?
What's
Just
the
in a
one of
cave?
it? It's
You
still
finished?
not working.
still not working？
Is it in a cave?
No, look,
反正没关系了，那个 what's
no, look, like if I insert a
Mhm.
bigger number,
Mhm.
it doesn't do this.
Did you call it?
I think that this is probably should be two.
So the
two.
skelly
No, I
spawner is
tried to,
right
it
here.
said
It should be around
invalid.
here.
Really? How about
Just try
and? How about
and.
and? I forgot which keyword I should be using. I save it. Okay, do that again.
There?
Oh, so okay.
Just do
Alright, just-
lowercase.
No. So you probably just this.
How
Okay.
do you put your name?
Save it.
No, I tried lowercase.
Well, look at a horse. Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, horses are always good.
Oh, good.
Okay.
That's good.
Yeah.
Wow, perfect. Perfect. So this is and right, Alina. So it's working now.
Yeah.
Okay, make sure you finish your code. I think you're missing one of the requirements. Alina.
I'm
It's
not
like a
done
print the size of the number of the names in the.
yet. Do I just write print 5?
Sure, just print that total number.
To
Okay?
do.
And then make sure upload, save your code, and I'll upload to your folder. Okay. 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 Pretty good. Okay. So this, have you saved it? Just run it.
But don't actually get me inside.
Pretty good. Running, right? So put in a number, but do
With
nothing.
this
That's
iron, this
exactly
iron
because
is
we didn't
mine.
write the code, right? So first thing to do, the requirement says print the number of the total number of the names in
Should I
the
light
list,
up this
not just
spawner?
print the names, print the size really. So let's do this. So there's a size equal to the function is called len. That's how you get the length of these or the size of the
Wait,
list.
which way is it?
So in this
I'm
case,
here.
it's my
Wait,
list.
Jesse, I'm here.
right?
Which way, left or right?
So what does that mean? It means that we take the length of the list how many elements in the list, and assign that number to the variable called size. Now, so requirements say print the size, right? So let's print size. And save this, and then run it. What do you expect the outcome?
Which way is the skeleton?
It prints the size.
Okay. Size is what?
You kill it with a bow, Jesse.
5.
Okay. So we got it, right? Good. Okay. Now let's continue asking us to input the number, but we didn't do anything. So in order to do this, requirements just say the first thing is that we want to keep on asking the user to input the number, and then depending on the number, we do different things. So the one thing we want to do is do a loop. Okay, let's say just continue to do whatever until the user says break. So let's do say while some condition. Okay, in this case, because we don't want it to break or range or list of a for loop, because we don't know how many times we're going to loop. So we just while forever. So in order to break from there, we first of all define a variable called say continue. You done?
Yeah.
Okay. Take a break. Great job. Okay.
Okay.
Let's say can be
No.
can continue should continue. Okay, call something like should continue equal to a Boolean value is true or false. Okay.
No.
So in this case, we say should we continue? We say true because we want to continue to start with. So while should continue, that means we are defining a loop. Okay.
Are these things
So in this
breakable?
loop, so in like indent here, right? So we say inside the loop, what do? We do a couple things. The first thing we do is to ask a user to input. Okay. And so now we get an index is a user's input, put an in student number. In this case, we put a number. Okay. And then we talk about we need to convert when the user input something, that's a string. Okay, so let's say this is input string. This is a variable, we call it whatever we want. Okay, and the first thing we want to do is if the user string is q, we quit. Okay, so let's do this. So say if input string equal to q, and then we need to space here, we should break. Okay, let's save this for now. Run it. They're gonna complain the error, and then we can see what the error is. What did you say?
Invalid.
Okay, invalid from the while. Okay, remember the condition after that it should be this. Okay, save it and rerun again.
I am done.
What happens? Have you saved it? Okay. Okay, it's better. Now it's complain the say invalid syntax. Okay, so in the Python code, when we do the condition check if something equals something, we don't use the one equal sign. We use a two. Great. Save it. Rerun it. Save it first. Okay, what did you say?
Invalid.
Oh, okay. So guess what? This time, what's the problem? Can you guess? Can you see this one, right? So why should remember this one? What we did for this? What we did for this? So for this one is very similar. We're missing this. Okay, save it, and then rerun. Okay, rerun. Okay. Oh, now it's working. Okay, so input the student's number. So right now we don't have. Okay. Actually, it's not here. No, I'll move the mouse over there. Yeah.
Oh, you got a jelly?
Okay. Go. and 2. It doesn't matter, right? So whatever you input there, it's a continue to do the loop because when you put the number, okay, and then you come back and come back, this is continue actually to input the number until you input what?
Q.
Okay, go ahead. Nice, right? So the logic is working perfectly, right? Now this is continue, right? So now if it's a Q, we break. But if it's not Q, what do we do? What do we
It
do?
keeps on going.
Yeah, right now it's keep on going, right? But we wanted to convert that string into a number and print the number accordingly. Okay, so let's do this. So remember the index is the number. So we convert it, use the int to convert that input string. Okay, so now we get the index is the number. Okay, and we want to print the person or student's name according to that index, but we want to make sure that index is inside that the index range. Okay, what's the index range? Tell me. So the first element in the list, what's the index number?
Okay.
1.
No, think about again. Think again.
What's the question?
That you know my question. My question is when you have a list, the index for the first element, what's the index? We start from 1 or what?
0.
0. You got it, right? You see it, right? So start from 0, that's valid. And then we count from 0 to the length, right? But it's not including the length because we start from 0, right? If we start from 1, is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But if we start from 0, it's always start from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So here we define a condition, right? So we say if the index, we want to make sure the index is greater than or equal 1, 0. That's a valid one. We know it's a start from 0, so we include the 0. But it's greater than 0, great.
I have no problem.
And we want to make sure the index is less than the size. Okay, the size is here. See the size here?
Yeah.
So we should be less than size. Should I include the equal the size?
No.
No, because we start from 0. Okay, so we don't include the size. The size is the invalid index. Got it? So if this is a range, what do we do? So we know this is a valid index range. What do we do? The requirement is to print the my list in that position. And in position we use the index because we got index here, right? Okay, so now save it and run that again. See what happens.
Work?
Huh?
Is it gonna work?
I don't know. We always try it, right?
很奇怪，一开始怎么说？
Okay, put a number there. Okay,
1.
okay.
就是
Great. 2. Put a 2.
我们在写
Okay. Put a like a 11 maybe.
因为七里
Was the 11 says they input another number because it's out of range, right? So they don't print the valid one, right? So to make this work, make it perfect, right? This is almost perfect now, right? So let's do this. Say the index is not that range. What do you do? What's the requirement says?
I need help.
What else we do? We print some message for the user. What do we print? What do we print there?
I don't know.
So if the user's input is not in that range, and it's not Q, because Q we're gonna quit from that program, right? But if it's not that range, we say you are what?
Clash of Clans.
You are a bad guy. You are a bad person. You didn't put in a valid number. So put a message for the user, any message you want, right? Just to tell the user you need to try again or something like that, or something like, okay, what do you input number is not a valid a range of the index or whatever, right? Put a number there and rerun the program, okay? You are on there, okay?
Yeah. You're allowed to get that on.
Oh,
What's going?
what is this?
You're allowed
这
to
个是一
get
个巨
that.
大的，就是你看我这个你可以看可以把
I'm just kind of done with this.
So have you guys been finished?
No, I haven't finished. I need help.
Okay,
I
then let
need
me
help
know.
with this.
Mhm.
Just-
Okay, that's good, right? So that means you're gonna continue. Oh, this table is moving. So and then we continue the logic, right? So the first thing we're gonna do,
Yeah.
we do like I say, define a new
Yes.
define a new number. This is number, and equal to, we want to convert this to
Good job.
a number, right? So we want to convert what to be a number? Name,
Oh,
right?
the name.
Right?
Can I take a
And
break
then
after
from
that?
there,
Yeah.
we continue to do our condition test, like a if. So we want to make sure the index is in that range. So how to define the range? Actually, I have that number there. I have that
If
right there.
num
Not num, right? Because now we call it
is
index, right?
index
You got should be greater than
greater than
and
or
equal than zero,
Zero.
because we
Yeah,
know
if
the
it's
percent
greater
is
than or
zero, right?
equal to.
Right, and make sure that the
And
index is less than what?
Num is less
Not
than
num
total.
index, right? Less than,
Uh-huh.
yes, sure. Total, do you have a total? You actually define that the size, got
Oh,
it?
size.
Yeah, so, okay, I think you should.
I don't
Yeah.
think anything.
That's close, very
has
close to
right.
finish, okay?
I'm taking
What's
a
the
break.
Oh, no, not everything wrong. You
Wait.
got some
No.
wrong. Yeah, what's the problem?
Can I just,
Just continue, okay? I think you're getting there, very close.
I'm
Okay,
taking
cool.
a break.
Make sure save the work, upload to the Google Drive, okay?
next time.
I don't know. Are you?
Okay, look at this, okay. So, okay, you get the input. Okay, input is the highlight as this because this is a, so input actually is from here, okay? Input is a function we
Print
call,
when
and then we assign a variable, say, a number, okay? Equal to input. Why is this? So here is a string, okay? Remember the string, what do we do about
Nothing.
string?
yet.
We don't just write the string, we
Finish.
use
Can I see it?
quote it.
Not the close.
Yeah, so you need to quote it, it's a string, okay? Why is the complaining, oh, okay, so actually start from the first one. You actually need to refer back to the material.
Okay,
We
if I
have
do
that.
100, is that gonna work?
See, if you talk about, like, let me search for the list.
In a different number. Should I put A?
See, look at this, right? This is how you define the list. This is how you define the list. Oops.
Yeah. I
Q.
even tried getting a.
Right, so this is my list, right? So
Cool.
it's a bracket.
Okay, good.
So if you go to
How do I
the
upload it to Drive?
see, it's a little bit different from here. You see the.
Okay.
Oh, it's bracket just
What?
Exactly,
Go to the bottom.
exactly. It should be
Your
like this,
folder is
okay?
way below the.
Like this, okay?
Int name.
Okay, and let's make the
Yeah,
things
see
much,
the,
much better.
find your,
Here, I have a problem.
Okay?
yeah, find your folder and then you can upload.
And so the if is not the capital.
How do I
if it's
upload it?
lowercase, okay?
New.
Okay, so you want to first of all,
File.
make sure.
File upload and find your
Actually
folder.
here, yeah, see
Which one
this,
is yours?
this is a
Yeah.
lowercase y,
Double
this is a
click.
capital Y, right? So it should be the same, right? Otherwise they're gonna complain. Okay. Yeah, so,
Now you can play.
yeah, so let's remove this because there's some problem here. So let's remove this, but make sure that the stuff is working properly at this point, right? So run it, and then I'll come back and talk to you more about it. So there was a problem.
So, where are So there's this. If you put Q, it's perfectly fine.
Yeah.
But then if I rerun this and put in like a random number that's not Q, so this E.
Right, because we didn't consider that, so that's fine. Don't worry about it. If it's not Q, because when we choose a number, but we don't do that. We just assume there's a number, okay? For now, okay? Obviously, you are right. We should add logic, make sure that the input is a number, okay?
Invalid literal for.
Right. Yeah, because you put something, you try to convert to a number, but it's not a number. That's
Oh,
why.
that's.
Yeah, that's why. So don't worry about it. Just assume that you put either Q or number, okay?
So can I do please input Q or a number?
Yeah, sure, yeah, absolutely. So, here is the thing, right? So, we want to ask a user to put the number, and then depend on the number, so first of all, we want to ask a user to do the number input, again. Right? So when we do things again, we want to have a while loop, So we want to do a loop so that the user can
好吗？
input the number every time. Okay, when we do the loop. But also we want to have the mechanism to quit from the loop. So we would say,
好吗？
should I continue
我们看这些都比较
as a variable we can use later, just like last week we do the game. So when the user put like a Q, we want to quit from the game. But if the user input is not Q, it's continue loop. Okay. So let's do this. So say should continue as a variable. We say
那你
sure.
这
This is a
Print
value.
index.
Okay. So we can use this variable here in the loop is a condition. And this condition is true. So we say should
这个字符和
continue.
This doesn't make sense. It was supposed to print the name of the person. So if I put 4, it would print May.
So think about it. That's a great question. Okay.
But it only
So
puts
this is inside the loop. Remember? So we always do loop, but we want to quit the loop
Because you print
when the
index.
user
to
input
print like
Q, right?
my.
So let's do some condition here. Say give the number. Okay. Once again, when the user inputs something, this is going to be a string. Okay. Something we call it like
Percentage.
a user input, something like
Is
that.
that
Okay. Oops.
No, just index, I think, right?
User input. Oops.
这是个 for
Yeah,
each
try to table.
Okay. That's a user input. It's a string.
他给我
Okay.
Yes!
So we say user input equal to
他
Q.
I did
remember?
it.
Q. And then we do what? We just break. Okay. That's the logic we have there.
Now I need to
Okay.
save this to Google
Now we
Docs.
save that for now. Okay. Let's save it and run for now. Let's see what happens.
So I put this.
这两个东西逻辑比较它就很困难，
So
Scroll
drive.
up.
但是我们
Oh, actually, okay. That's
Oh,
good.
yeah.
That's good.
Any-
看
Continue.
这句话里有是干什么 ？T 等于
Python basics or
好吗？这个是什么？就是 T 现在看的是个字符和自己
哦
是谁，对不对？啊，
And
我
this
如果说把这里直接
Save it?
用 T 去干什么？其实跟刚才是一样，没有什么区别，对不对？对不对？但是我如果说强制转换一下，好不好？
Okay. So here there's one problem here is when we do the condition determination or test, you to test something equal something, we don't use a one single equal sign. We use two. Remember? Okay. Let's save that.
what does 1 equals?
One equal sign means assign something to something. That means you assign the value to the variable. Okay. But the two is to say, is this one equal to that one? Okay. So run that again. I already saved it. Can we run it?
How do we save this again? I'm here, right? Oh, new.
Oh, now it's working. So they ask you to input a number. So let me highlight
Yeah.
it. Okay, go ahead. Try anything.
My word.
Try anything. Try something different first. Yeah, okay, and then enter. Okay, so basically it's still in the loop. See that? Still in the loop. But it's
Does
still
it
in the,
ask if you have a number?
I know. Yeah, but because we didn't add any logic. But the problem is not a problem. The logic we define in the code is that if it's not a queue, I'm not gonna quit.
One, the person just like, he wanted numbers until like,
That's a requirement, right?
yeah.
Yeah, we haven't read that logic yet. But okay, now try the queue.
I want a munchkin.
Now quit. So the logic is working when you input the
No, I
queue,
don't want
right?
chocolate.
So now we need to add the logic for the, we need to add a number there, okay? So here we want to say, should continue equal to false, so that the basic quit. And now we after that logic, we can say,
Cookie?
now we do
Yeah.
a number or index. We say the index. We want to convert users input
Jesse
string
did this in one try.
to be a number.
This is my
Okay,
third
now
try.
we convert
Don't
the
be
number,
jealous
right?
of him.
So index now contains a number, right?
It's a crime
And
to
then
be
we
jealous
need to
of
logic
Jesse.
as the condition
Yeah,
to
because
see
Jesse
what
is
number is,
Jesse.
right? So we want to make sure the number is in a valid range of that list. Okay, let me ask you, what's it considered as a valid index?
May, are
Greater
you gonna
than
help
or
run
equal
your
than-
dad's restaurant?
Like, you could
I
do,
don't even know we have.
are you talking about like the list?
Don't.
The list, yes. So
We're- you're
because
about
the
to, like,
index is what we actually use
Apparently,
to
my
input the
mom told me
number,
your parents are about
which is
to
from the related to the index of this list. So let me ask you this way. What's the index? What's the index for the first level?
在 Python 比较特殊，
Isn't it 1?
它才是意思就是
No?
我们通常是怎么
0.
0, yes. So keep in mind, computers start from 0, okay? So the first element, the index is 0, okay?
And then it goes to 1 and 2 and 3.
Yeah, and that's what I put in there. And that's what actually covers the lower end, right? It starts from 0.
So
And,
Elena is 0 and
Yeah, and the index should be less than 1. Should be less than 1. So how many elements there?
So it should be less than 4.
Less than 4, exactly. So 4, the 4 is what? The size of this element, this list, right? So what we want to do is, first of all, once we have defined this list, we want to assign a variable, say the size, equal to the length. Yes, yeah, the length is a function we use for the list of size, okay? So it's called my list, okay? So now this size variable has what? Has a number of 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, it's 4. So here we can use this variable to say the index should be less than the size. Should I have an equal here? Should I have an equal here?
No.
No, why?
Because then that would be like, wouldn't it be like not equal to
Because you're supposed to have 2 equal signs.
less than or equal to?
So think about it, because we want to make sure the index is a valid from here. So it's always from 0, 1, 2, 3. So the 3 is the largest, the biggest index in this case. So 3 is that 4? No, it's not 4. Reason being, the index starts from 0, not start from 1. Got it? So we don't have the equal sign at the end of this part, the larger part. Okay, got it? So when you say equal, and that means that the index is go to the 4, but which of 4 is not a valid index range? Okay, is it 0, 1, 2, 3, not 4? Okay, so it's less than size. And then what do we do? And then we can say we can print an element in that list. So we want to use the list as our list, and then we take the element using the index. So in this case, it's index. Got it?
Okay.
Okay. And so for now, we save it and run it. Okay, save it and run it. Okay, so ask you to input the number. Okay. So we input a number. Put a number. Okay. Or either Q or number. Okay, that's the thing we want to do. Yeah, so that's why. So we run it. Just rerun it. And then put a number to see whether or not that is a right index. Okay, nothing happened because 6 is out of range. Maybe put a smaller number. 3. Now you get a 10. Okay, good, very good, right? But at least when you put the number out of range, you don't provide a friendly method to tell what to do. So the one thing, so first of all, click on this program. Yeah, exactly. Oh, okay. Now everything is working except that you can add some else, right? You know, if it's not that range, what do you do? Just print a message to say, oh, put a number like within the range of your index, whatever. Just print something and then let me know, print this and try it and upload to your Google Drive, and then we should be good. Okay. So have you finished? So everything in the code?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm getting onslaughted by skeletons.
So who has finished? Alina finished? Daniel finished? And then you finished too, right? You finished? Upload to the code? Okay. I'm going to check your everybody's这个还挺酷的，你看，你觉得？这我没有设在那儿，但是这个还挺好玩的。你看，就是在我这儿，这个 Google 的这个 form 它可以做 quiz 嘛？你看，这是我昨天的 test， 但是看他们的。
我已经提交了，你看。
哦，你也提交了。
提交了。
看。
哦。
可以看到他是不是我这个错了呢？哦，这个做错了。Yeah. Okay.
哦，不错。
你这个地方，如果你在的强制
indentation.
是不是？
Oh, it's bad. Okay.
那
That's good, right?
Yes.
Actually, print something. Oh, remember this when you put a string, okay, a sentence. What do you do? Hold it. Yeah, hold it. Okay. Hold the whole thing. Okay. 可以看到每个学生的那个 response。
对，我已经提交了，你应该能看见了。
对，可以的。它是这，我现在看的是那个 individual， 比如说一个一个的。这个对，可以看到每个的 response。对，挺棒的哈。
不错。
对。
啊，
这
对，
是你的哈。OK。对。
啊，我哪个错了？
第一个。remote desktop。
啊 ，remote
desktop。对，点错了，这个是 Daniel 的。OK。对，这个是那个。啊，这个他们有点清楚，不错。test 还行哈。OK。Cool. So may have you uploaded the code to the Google Drive?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. 挺好。
这叫什么 ？Google 吗？
就是 form，
就 form 里。
对，这 form 里面它可以选，对，可以看它可以选那个design 的时候，它可以你是在哪个 setting 里面？哦，你看它这个 setting 里面，它可以把这个 form 设成就是 general 的一个 question form， 就是人家可以填表，对吧？或者是一个 quiz， 就刚才那个是一个就是 quiz， 或者是一个 presentation。这 quiz 呢，它有一点区别，就是在这儿，比方说这是一个 question， 对不对？但如果要去编辑这个 question 的话，它有一个叫做 answer key。answer key 就是你可以先选好说哪个是正确答案，然后再给多少分，它就自动就出来了，
有点意思。
对，而且它还有，我今天没给他们，就是说它design 这个东西的时候还可以 decide 这个，我看看是叫什么来着？就是
他们能看到多少分吗？
对，就是你如果愿意的话，你可以给他看。对，但我这个没有打开，而且你还可以 add answer feedback， 就是如果他答错了
，Tableau 的这个题可以整理整理，
放在上面，对。然后如果是你看他这个地方这个 feedback 也是，就是如果他答对了，你可以给他 display 一个 message， 如果答错了，可以给他一个 message。对，比如说答错了，你可以说你再想一想，或者是说去看看什么 material。对，这个挺好的。So Jesse almost done?
I don't know how to upload to Google Drive.
Zombie. I need a new
Go
one.
to this website.
Zombie, you really thought.
Down to the below.
I protected you, villager.
Oh, right.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Yeah.
Better be welcome.
Your folder down to the below.
And
All the way to the bottom.
there it is.
Yeah. Okay. Here. Yeah.
应该我
不加强软件这个是做错了，你把一个字符
I
连
don't
成三
see
句，
your of this villager.
对不对？File upload.
I think everybody's doing great. You are doing great. Okay.
里面那签了。
Oh, okay. Great. Okay.
Let's make some more arrows,
Cool.
shall we? 12 arrows, that's sufficient. Oh, I only have like 30 minutes left.
I think I was wrong there.
I only have like 30 minutes left of the game.
2020数还要
Where did you save it?
volunteer.
Where did you save it? Document?
他们会可能 select
Which folder?
volunteer.
My work. My work. Where did you save it? Go back to the.
No, it's in my Python.
Oh, my pad. Oh, okay.
I did something else.
It's okay.
You doing okay? Are you trying to upload to the Google Drive?
I
Good.
did.
You did? Okay. And have you submitted your quiz?
Nice feeling.
对，
哦，这还有一个 summary， 你看这个 summary 一看就知道是谁拿多少分。挺好玩的，
酷。
对，你看他在 school release 还没有 release， 他一 release 然后学生可能会收到一个 email notification release， 还有这个多少人打了这个，多少人打了这个，
不错，真不错。
对。
凑钱给老师买礼物。
Did you submit?
Oh, you have submit? Let me see. Oh, I think maybe just did.
Yeah, maybe just.
You just did? Where's the summary? Oh, right here. JC, no, I don't see yours. Oh, you submit your quiz? Okay. You probably haven't.
That's just sad.
Yeah, submit. Click.
Oh, I got it. Now I see. Very nice.
Oh, I need a new iron sword.
Nice.
齐了吧？那就
对，还有那个 Jesse 的哦 ，Jesse 已经提交了 ，OK。Anybody got it? Okay, okay, cool. Great. Okay.
I wish you could roast rotten flesh for like actual flesh.
我得早点走。
哦，行那我们待会儿把这个给发给他们吧，发给他们，然后我们可以老师跟学生一起照一下好。
Healing against the skeleton.
你们照就行，我给你照。
没关系啊，
我给你照，我给你照。我给你照。今天形象没
是
I like splash better. Jesse draws.
Let me up. No.
Oh, that sucks.
都交了是吧？那给他们发吧。
行。Alina, come back. Great job. Okay, everybody. So I think everybody will complete. May, and you did it, right?
Yeah.
Jesse, you just submitted.
Yeah.
Daniel, you guys already jumped over there. Okay. So this is the finish of our course for the level 1. So congratulations, everybody. And everybody get a certificate. So everybody passed right for the level 1. Let's see. Daniel, come get your certificate here. And I think we're gonna take a class picture. Okay, that's for you.
Thank you.
Jenny, how's your food? Okay, that's okay. Jesse,
I'm gonna do some cities like one. I died in lava.
and May, that's yours.
So much for serious
Alina.
cardboard.
So before Eugene's leaving, let's take pictures. Okay, students.
Wait, no one on that
We can go back to this wall and
I failed.
Alina, come back.
Save the place.
And
I'm
hold
deleting
your
this world.
certificate, okay? Hold everybody
I
hold the certificate
agree.
stand here. And let's take picture of here, okay? So it's easier for you.
And I just wanted to do some parkour.
Come on.
It's like I wanted to do some murderous
Picture time.
parkour.
Yeah, hold your certificate here against the wall, so that we have a picture again. Yeah, be careful about the.
那还是往后点吧。
May, come back here. Yeah, coming. So I don't have a certificate. Why? That's not fair. May you go to that side, okay? Go to that side, please. Hold your certificate.
紧点。
要不要我的？
Squeeze in. Awesome. One cheese. 1, 2, 3.
表情都很严肃啊。
1, 2.
Smile. This is great accomplishment.
Cheese. Awesome.
哎，给我这个证上。Wait. My phone. Okay.
I know I'm faster now.
That's okay. It's not important.
145, 9.
It's not like you know where he lives.
可能那个是不是挡住了？
Cheese.
Okay. Cool. Okay. Great. Congratulations.
Can I get chips?
What?
Can I get chips? There are no
Chips?
chips.
I don't think there's some more chips there.
Oh,
The munchkin is great.
there's like 2 munchkins. One munchkin.
Oh, just one left?
I've never eaten a chocolate munchkin, so I'm just gonna do it.
And if you're interested how many problems you answered correctly or wrong, you can come to me. Okay.
So we're gonna have to drive like 30 minutes, or
Huh?
we're gonna have to drive like 30 minutes just to know our test scores.
Drive to 30 minutes.
I
No.
think they email us.
We already have your score.
You do?
Yes, I just saw it.
Yeah, I have that here. If you want to see your
I do, God.
yeah.
I'm driving when I'm speaking.
先走了。
哎，好，辛苦了。
回头打电话。
好的。
下周末那个什么嘛，
啊
那个。
哦，那个 OK，好的。
He gets to know.
Bye.
Bye.
Also, we can I'm like town hall what 7?
今天的
Or town
文
hall
档
are
只
you?
写了一点儿。
I just started like last week 4.
Nice.
为什么 ？I don't know. Because I'm tired.
I'm so close to getting the barbarian.
RG Queen's so much better.
I know it is.
I mean the health isn't as good, but
Maybe we do.
Like the damage is just.
it's pretty insane.
I just got whacked by a boulder.
You guys still play Minecraft?
Minecraft.
对，你们可以走了。好。
I can't wait until I get my gem mine. It's gonna be so OP.
When can we leave?
Look at the video of Jesse.
Mm. 还是可以吃小饭。可能是我吧。
This isn't meant to be.
Oof, this is so bad. Gem mine.
I give up.
This must be nuts.
Ah, 拜拜。
Inferno Tower. I feel like the level 3 artillery doesn't look as good as the level 2.
More artillery.
Eagle artillery.
Yeah. Connors would come in.
Yeah.
Bro. I'm surprised.
We're the only ones here. Julian gonna make that.
No. Is this ending early?
Yeah. To relax, okay?
Oh, there's Julian.
It's my computer.
Where is everybody else? I'm gonna go grab some more chicken.
Oh,
There's no more. There's no more? No.
No, chubby.
I only ate two.
There's still some more chips. Seriously? Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. But they're only Doritos.
Maybe those are good.
They're only ranch and other ones.
Yeah, you hog.
Wow, you guys are so rude.
I'm hungry. I didn't get breakfast.
That's because we woke up at 8:57.
Yeah. That's why we were late. Yeah.
So are you two going to continue to level 2?
I am.
Yeah, you are. I know that. But how about Jesse and May? Do you
I
guys?
don't know.
You don't know?
Am I the only one who thinks this one looks better than this one? This looks so much better.
Number 1 looks terrible.
Yeah, it does.
What about Expo?
What?
What about the Expo?
Those are honestly not the best. Especially against Pekkas.
Exos are they're bees.
You know people who waste their wallet? Like who use like 4 Pekkas for a raid?
Really?
Yeah, people use like 4 Pekkas for a raid. It's the stupidest thing. Level 5 looks so much better than level 6, bro. Look at this.
Not true.